What's up, you Lucid investors and moneymakers? Welcome back to channel. And I want to talk about Lucid because today was such a great day. I saw the momentum, I see the pattern. I want to share this information with you. I want to make sure that you understand this as well. We will be looking into volume, we'll be looking into this chart as well. I see the moving averages trending in the right direction. I also see that even though the short sellers are trending pretty high, Lucid is not stepping back. Today's range was $7.15. The high was $7.53. The market was choppy for the rest of the day, for the most of the day rather, and Nasdaq ended with 25 points negative. Dow Jones was down 129 points, while Lucid was up 0.27%. I'll walk you through step by step. We'll understand why this is a great price point, why Lucid can 2x, why it can go to $14 within next few months, and why there is a potential, what you should be looking into when you see the negative news that Lucid Motor just hit 52-week low, and I precisely covered when it was $5.46 just before a couple of weeks. Take a look right here. You can check that on my channel, June 23rd, $5.47. From there, we went up and we are up 35%. This is a massive company with massive potential. It has billions of dollars in market cap. Take a look, $14.84 billion in market cap. Such a tremendous value for the stock, and I'm here to share all this juicy and very interesting information with you. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advice. This video is only for the entertainment purposes, but do your due diligence at the end of the day. All I ask you in return is to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell. Now let's talk about what is going on. We started with $7.50 give or take when we started the day. We went down to $7.17, went up right here, $7.53, which is a pretty good sign. If you think about 5 days, we are up 17.53%. If you think about 1 month, we are up 7.37%. But from the bottom or from the valley, we went up to the peak and it is up 35.47%. 6 months, we are up 16%. Year to date, we are up 20%. So all look pretty green. What you want to consider, before just a couple of weeks, it hit a new all-time 52-week low, as you already know. But that's when it creates opportunities. Remember, the opportunities are created when the stock hit all-time low if they have huge potential. We have seen all-time low for NIO, we have seen for Tesla, we have seen for Lucid, and all these three companies, I really love it. It was down just before a couple of weeks, 52-week low, as I just mentioned, $5.47. The recent move for Tesla entered in the China market as well, and Saudi Arabia is calling the tune. Now, why this is important? Because they have strong cash on hand. As you already know, their sales are pretty strong as well. 149 million is the sell in Q1 2023. Prior to that, 257 million. Usually in Q4, it's pretty high. But if you think about Q1 2022, they had 57.68 million, jumped up 149.43 million US dollars in sell, which is up 160% give or take. Why this is important? Because the stock was trading early with $5.66, as you already know, before a couple of weeks, which is again all-time low with the market capitalization of $12 billion. They jumped up pretty quickly in terms of the market capitalization, and we're pretty close to $15 billion, as you can see. The results for Lucid Motors for Q1 2023, the production deliveries, they drop, but liquidity remains high. Now think about when the production goes down, if the company has merits, and it was Q1 once again. Q2, Q3, and Q4 is usually tend to be more sales and revenue driven for many companies. We had some of the supply chain issues late last year that carried over and that impacted production, not just for Lucid, but for Tesla, for NIO, and many other production companies, especially with EV. But if you have high liquidity, that means the company has a strong fundamentals. The company will be up and running, and this is a cash burning business. If you think about what company has been doing, take a look. $779 million burning cash. Again, $472 million burning cash. Before that, $530 million burning cash. But why this is important is American automaker Lucid, their financial Q1, and all the shareholders that they shared the numbers. With that, the Lucid Motors still tumble over the production finish line that they wanted to move when closer to 2022. With that, we saw the highest output in Q4. Production was nearly 3,500 Lucid Air sedans, although it only delivered 1,920 out of them. However, the company relayed that it has still 28,000 unfulfilled EV reservations. That is equivalent to $2.7 billion in terms of the revenue. They are going to fulfill this revenue at one point, despite falling significantly short on both initially anticipated production and deliveries last year. They reported the total liquidity of $4.9 billion at the end of Q1. So they have close to $5 billion in cash. Now, when a company has $5 billion in cash, they have inventory worth $2.7 billion. All in all, $7.7 billion. So that's a pretty green balance sheet, especially when their market cap is $15 billion. If you have $7.5 billion in just cash or cash equivalent or assets or inventories, so on and so forth, 50% of your total market cap is cash and the assets. So you want to consider that. Entering in 2023, automakers' production guidance is between 10,000 and 14,000 EVs and could get very close to the higher end of, which remains 3,500 vehicles in Q4. So all in all, this paints a pretty good picture in my personal opinion. How the shares were traded: average volume 32 million. Today's volume 52.9, almost 53 million. Why I like this is, if you can see right here, I can really quickly show you that. Take a look at the highs, right? This column shows what was the highest price point starting June 27th. It is making higher highs: $6.15, $6.54, $6.94, $7.18, $7.44, $7.53, which is painting a pretty rosy picture. And if you think about what it is doing in terms of the close price point, take a look. June 23rd, $5.47, $5.55, $6.10, $6.42, $6.88, $6.89, $7.39, and $7.41, which is the closing today. However, all this time long, we have seen a pretty strong short volume. So this is Lucid Motors. Take a look, LCID, Nasdaq traded stock. And if you think about all this long, starting 23rd, 67.56%. With all this high short volume rather, we saw right here, it started jumping up in terms of the price point day over day. Higher highs, and higher close, which is a pretty good picture in my personal opinion. 67, 56, 59, 77, 59, 19, 53 FINRA short volume, 51 FINRA short volume, 54 and 38. Regardless of all this, in last few trading sessions, 7 to 10 close trading session, we saw a pretty big short volume. And regardless, it is doing pretty well in terms of the price point. Now let's take a look at this chart. I can quickly show you. So this red bar or red chart shows, or the red line shows the moving average, 50-day moving average. Right now our current price point is $739.38. And what we see is the moving average $6.96. Again, when you are up and about, the real-time price point is about the moving average. It's always a great move, and it is trending in the right direction, the green direction, right? When we saw all these red bars, we had the short volume or the selling volume, which turned pretty quickly. And for last trading sessions, few trading sessions, we have been seeing green juicy bars, which is again the RSI 61, again pretty good. So this part is RSI relative strength index. 61 RSI tells me it's between 40 and 60. It tells me that for the most part, it is not an overbought or not an oversold condition. Now, if I can show you real quick just for last 5 days, still the same story. You will see the staircase up, right? So that's what I've been talking about. The higher low, once again, another higher low, again, another higher low, and higher low. The same way we are seeing the peaks, higher peak, higher high, again, higher high, one more higher high, and we have been seeing the trend. It is following the pattern, and this is something I really like to see. When you take a look at this 44 RSI for last 5 days, give or take, also tells you, regardless of the selling pressure, it is not overbought. It is rather slightly oversold, which will move that into the right direction, the positive direction. So we may see another spike if the market turns around and just goes very green. Now, one thing, there are so many positives and negatives. However, when a stock has great fundamentals, it hit 52 weeks low, and when you see a potential, it's a pretty good thing. But on this channel, I always talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you haven't clicked the like button, do click the like button because we want to share this information. Lucid Group faced challenges including disappointing earnings, missed production targets, and supply chain issues. Supply chain issues were there into the market, leading to decreased investor interest, and it dropped in the share price, which is when the opportunities are created. Despite of this, they had strong financial backing. As I just told you, 4.9 billion cash in hand. They had 2.7 billion worth of inventory. What else you can ask for a $15 billion company in market cap, right? That provides the optimism for company's future. However, company still faces the intense competition. Of course, competition is good for the retailers, and you want to make sure that the customers are going to win when you have strong competition. That also keeps the company on the edge. So now they have a long production line. They have good inventory. The introduction and thesis, I think I'm not going to go too much into detail and bore you with all this information, but my point is there is a strong momentum. There is a high-end luxury electric cars that Lucid want to produce. Company's primary source of revenue is derived from the sales and high-performance luxury EVs that feature innovative design and cutting-edge technology. It could be a premium market share that Lucid can grab. It is definitely not Tesla, but it is not NIO either. And definitely they're working, Lucid Motors, they make money through potential partnerships, joint ventures, contracts with electric ecosystem, providing services such as charging stations and batteries to infrastructure. The services complement the main business, further enhancing the value proposition and revenue generation. With that, I wanted to say there is massive potential. We'll do the price prediction. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell because we discuss very juicy, very interesting information on this channel, hoping you can make informed financial decision. At the end of the day, I am not a financial advisor and you want to do your own due diligence, and these videos are only for the entertainment purposes and for the value add. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.